Report of the Newz, though the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. See, this is why people don't fucking vote. There's always some sketchy shit going on, and you really paying attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I told y'all about the Iowa caucuses that actually took place on Monday, and the votes weren't tallied properly. Well, so far, 71% of the votes have actually come in. They have South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg actually ahead of Bernie Sanders on the delegate vote. Bernie's ahead on the popular vote. Joe Biden's in fourth place. But this app that's being used was created by a company named Shadow. It was actually founded by members of former First Lady and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's campaign members, presidential campaign members, as well as Barack Obama's campaign members. And it also actually turns out that Buttigieg's campaign has actually given $42.5 billion to the company Shadow for software rights and subscription. So whatever the fuck that means. But and it turns out Biden gave the Shadow money too. But this is a company that actually had software failures in the past, and they actually were near bankruptcy. So it's a really small, not really well-known firm. Nevada State caucus, actually, they're not going to use it. I advise other state delegates in order that to do the same, man. Green Wall graduation. The Newz, though the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, President Trump delivered a 78-minute State of the Union speech last night, which was very interesting because a lot of Congress members protested. You had Rashida Tlaib, Tim Ryan, Bill Pascrell, and Seth Moulton, Congress members that all walked out during the speech. And then others didn't even show, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Federica Wilson, Al Green, Maxine Waters, just to name a few, but there definitely were others. A lot of people were, there was their chants going on. People were chanting for H.R. 3, a House bill that was passed that actually would call for Medicare to renegotiate some insulin prices. But Trump didn't even shake Nancy Pelosi's hand, the Speaker of the House. She actually just ripped up a copy of his speech, you know what I'm saying, calling it like just a bunch of mistruths. But her guest of honor was Fred Guttenberg, who was the father of one of the Parkland shooting victims, who actually had shouted while he was touting about his pro-gun legislation, and he was removed from the premises. Oh, and fucking Rush Limbaugh actually got a Presidential Medal of Honor. Like, what kind of shit is that? Rush Limbaugh? This is somebody that spread a lot of racist conspiracy theories and just has said a lot of racist shit throughout his career, whatever. But it's really just an agitator. Really though, Rush Limbaugh, what the fuck? Green Wall graduation. The Newz, though the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Make sure y'all check out my mixtape, man. Still I Grind. @still_I Grind on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Got all of the posts of me spazzing on other people's beats, giving y'all songs, bars, funny shit, fly shit. A lot of political and social commentary. There's even a link where you could just click on it and watch the straight YouTube video and watch it all the way through. 24-minute runtime, straight heat, most creative thing you've ever seen in your fucking life. Now check this out though. The World Health Organization is actually issuing warnings to these countries, even though they've issued an international, a global health emergency. They're issuing warnings to not implement any restrictions or things of that nature that don't align with what their recommendations or whatever, because out of fears of fueling racism, you know what I'm saying? And it's not improving anybody's health or safety or whatever, don't do it. The coronavirus is nearing 500 bodies mostly in China, and 25,000 infections worldwide. Green Wall graduate. The Newz, though the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Make sure y'all sign that petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or my Instagram bio, GradyGrant716. You'll see the change.org link, and it lays out exactly why I should be removed from that platform. Also, make sure you check out my fire-ass mixtape, man. It's not on DatPiff. It's not, I don't have a physical copy of it. It's actually on Instagram, @still_I Grind. The prelude to my album, Still I Grind, that's on the way, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you check it out. If you know me, hit subscribe to some cool creative shit and all of that, man. You won't be sorry. Now check this out though. Over in Axios, the news outlet, is actually reporting that Israel has been pressuring the United States to recognize, since the U.S. is in the habit of recognizing shit that Israel once recognized, Jerusalem being of Israel and Golan Heights being Israeli and all of that. They're pressuring them to actually recognize Western Sahara as a Moroccan territory. Now, no other country on earth other than Morocco actually acknowledges that. Even though Morocco has actually occupied the territory since 75. Green War and graduation. What other New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, a 5.0 magnitude earthquake actually rocked the island of Puerto Rico. Now, this is the 11th earthquake that's actually hit Puerto Rico within the past month. Because the residents over there, they're still recovering from that 6.4 magnitude earthquake that actually put them in a real bad situation. Left 300,000 people without water, took away power from like 2/3 of the whole population. So, you know what I'm saying? The forced Trump to even declare an emergency over there. So, that's what's going down, man. Pray for them people and pray for all your Puerto Rican family that got family over there. And, keep them in your positive thoughts and prayers. Green War graduate. The New World Order Bishop Grady Leg, y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So Canada's Federal Court of Appeals, they've actually dismissed a challenge brought to them by like 4 different indigenous groups that were challenging the $5.6 billion Trans Mountain oil pipeline. And when they say that they weren't properly consulted about this expansion project, so this expansion is actually going to lead to the pipeline actually moving 890,000 barrels of oil per day. That's a lot of chances for there to be an oil spill, just to put it in just layman terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of construction that now has been given the green light to go underway on territory that is actually supposed to belong to indigenous people. You know what I mean? It seems like they haven't, indigenous people worldwide, they have a similar problem that indigenous people of America are having, right? Green War and graduation, y'all. What the New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Now, you don't need to be a scientist to know that if you're a kid that's in school, and you're homeless, that can affect your health and your academic performance. Well, there's new data out that shows that homelessness is actually hit an all-time decade, well, not an all-time, a decade high. Because it shows that in the 2017-2018 school year, 1.5 million public school students were actually homeless, and that actually doubled what it had existed a decade ago. So that shows you where we at in America. You know what I mean? Make America great again. Green War and graduation. But you know what though? We're not gonna put that all on Trump. The same way how we're not gonna give Trump all the credit for the black unemployment being so low. You know what I'm saying? Obama, y'all gotta take some of that blame too. You know what I'm saying? Green War and graduation. The New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Man, I got a report on this, especially in the name of hip hop. But HBO Max has actually picked up this documentary called On the Record. And it's actually chronicling the lives of women who have accused hip hop mogul, founder of Def Jam and all of that, Russell Simmons, of rape, sexual assault, and sexual misconduct. So this was the documentary that Oprah was initially a part of, but she actually pulled away from because she felt like some things weren't right about it. And people thought that maybe Russell Simmons was intimidating her, but she made it clear, and you can check the Black Fox News Instagram page, that she didn't back away from it from fucking Russell Simmons. You know what I'm saying? I'm Oprah. You know what I mean? She might as well have said that shit. And I believe her, but I do find it troubling though. I can't front. There does seem to be a pattern, especially with this audio coming out of her like kind of sticking up for Harvey Weinstein, saying she don't want to jump the gun with that. If you was willing to jump the gun on Russell Simmons and Michael Jackson, like, Oprah, what's up, man? Green War graduation. What other New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, Arizona federal judge Rosemary Marquez actually overturned the convictions of 4 humanitarian volunteers for the group No More Deaths. Shout out to everybody at No More Deaths, because I just like what they're doing over there. But basically, they were actually found to be guilty and given like fines and probation for providing food and water for migrants that were caught out there in the Cabeza Prieta wildlife refuge. In the scorching heat of summer 2017. So, their convictions have been turned and wiped away. They don't gotta do shit about that. And this comes after Scott Warren, who actually was, facing, crazy prison time or whatever for actually providing food and shelter to some of these migrants crossing the Sahara Desert and all of that, whatever. After he had been, and this is like one of the founders of No More Deaths, No Más Muertes. He actually got released, and his shit was dropped as well. Green Wall and Graduation.